Manufacturing has always been an important cornerstone of human civilization, and as a manufacturing service provider, you are a part of that important aspect of society. And as someone who provides these services, you know very well that job quotes or requests for quotes are an essential and critical building block of your business. And everyone understands the importance of having a good website and an online presence that reflects the quality of your businesses and services. Yet, so many contract manufacturers' websites look like this image of Apple's website from the 90s. If your website looks and functions in a similar manner today, it is very likely that this is costing you business, resulting in lost revenue. If these types of websites are causing lost revenue, then why do so many manufacturers have them? Well, simply put, it's expensive and time-consuming to build custom websites. It's also not the core competency of these manufacturing service providers, who are subject matter experts in their fields and not in website design. These companies do their best, as it's a competitive market out there, and professionals providing these services have very tight margins. Let's look at a few examples of design that cause issues for most customers requesting parts or services from a company. Here is an example of bad design. When you click on the Get a Quote page, users are often greeted with this dreadful form asking all sorts of details about the part. This form is harsh to the eye, too detailed, and is more than likely to drive away all but the most determined of customers. We've seen hundreds of small manufacturing service providers, their websites, and these such forms are way more common than we would like. Now, let's look at a good example. We've discussed the small and medium-scale independent manufacturing service providers, their form design, and we've seen the harshness of it. At the other end of the spectrum, we see the rise of multiple on-demand manufacturing platforms like Xometry, Hubs, and Fictiv, just to name a few. These platforms have raised millions of dollars to build out their manufacturing platforms and websites. These sites are modern, quick, and streamlined. They make it easy for their customers to get quick, reliable information. The problem being that most of these small and medium manufacturers do not have this sort of capital to build similar websites and functionality. The industry as a whole is at a point similar to where Blockbuster was when Netflix came out in the 90s and early aughts. Small Netflix was able to outperform the giant Blockbuster through convenience, reliability, unique content, and the development of streaming technology. So the question arises, will this on-demand manufacturing platform do what Netflix did to Blockbuster? Is there something that we can do to bridge the gap between the ease that the sophisticated manufacturing platforms bring to their users and what the small and medium manufacturing shops can provide? We at Innovana3D believe that we have the solution. It's called Innovana3D. It's an easy-to-use quoting and sales platform for small and medium-scale manufacturing and service providers, which easily integrates with your own website. This platform will help small and medium businesses to stay competitive, and we believe that is something that will set up your company for success in Industry 4.0 and beyond. The word Innovana3D comes from a mashup of innovation, nirvana, and 3D, reflecting the philosophy of our company's ideals. Let me explain how it works and how you can leverage Innovana3D for your business. Meet Cynthia. She's a procurement engineer at a leading drone manufacturer, and she's responsible for securing prototype and production parts for their drone production line. Let's say that her design team created this cute little drone for which they want some prototypes built, and they've given her several CAD model mock-ups. So, she does some research and found that your manufacturing service seems to be a good fit for printing a few prototypes that will meet their requirements. So she heads over to your website to request a quote. And when she clicks on that Get a Quote button, she's presented with this long, dreadful form asking all sorts of details that she might not have the answers to right away. When she sees this form, it's probably a big turnoff, and she'll more than likely click away to a different website that has better user interface and design. Maybe it's one of those larger on-demand manufacturing platforms. Now, What if your website could provide the same or even better user experience to Cynthia? Let's see how that would work. Now imagine, instead of that dreadful form, Cynthia's presented this nice long page to upload her files. By simply uploading her files into the field, she can quickly and easily see the parts. She's able to upload multiple files at once, and she can immediately see a preview of those parts. Each file automatically creates a 3D preview of the parts right in the web browser. There's no plugins required. This creates a wonderful opportunity for a quick inspection and allows your customer to visualize their product. In the next step, she easily picks the material, color, and finish configuration from a wide variety of options. Each part is uploaded in the previous step and is able to be customized in this manner. The ability to see a mock-up of these options in the tiles on the page is easy on the eye, and it gives an accurate representation of what the part might look like upon completion of printing. The next page provides an instant quote for her drone parts. This page works as a wonderful invoice estimate for your company, as well as a good summation of the choices made so far. After one last check, Cynthia is happy with the quote and clicks on the Checkout button to add the items to the cart. No payment is needed upon completion of the system, and she has an opportunity to provide any additional details that are relevant to the order. Innovana3D kills two birds with one stone by providing instant pricing to the users that they expect, and at the same time, it gives an opportunity to manufacturing services to suggest changes in design and quote. Let us provide our platform for your website. When Cynthia submits the order, your team will get an email notification regarding the new order received. If your company uses Slack or Microsoft Teams, you can also get a notification there as well. The message will say that you've received the order and are reviewing it. A button that will take her back to the main website will also be provided. We're currently in beta, so the order is not processed, but this functionality will exist when the platform goes live. Our system is one of a kind, and we're sure that you might have a few questions. You might be wondering how the pricing was calculated and how it will work with your specific shop. We want to emphasize that our team will work with your team to customize your manufacturing capabilities, such as CNC machining, additive manufacturing, sheet metal, urethane casting, and etc. So when the users use Innovana3D's platform to get a website's Get a Quote button, they will only see options that are available through your services. The same applies for materials, colors, and finishes. And our team will also work with your team to implement instant quote calculations, so the quote shown will be specific to your shop. For the overall workflow, Innovana3D will have some similarities with how PayPal works. The way it works with PayPal is an e-commerce merchant gets a Pay with PayPal button that they can integrate in their own website. When the users click on this button, they're briefly taken to PayPal's website to complete the transaction, and when the transaction is completed, users will return to the merchant's e-commerce website. So there is some similarity with PayPal in terms of how things with Innovana3D will work. When the user clicks on the Get a Quote button on your website, they'll be briefly directed to Innovana3D's website to upload parts, select manufacturing processes and materials, and then return to your shop's website. We hope that our solution has piqued your interest and that our demo explained how we believe it will benefit your manufacturing business. If this is something that interests you, please reach out. We're looking for early adopters who want to try our solution, so please feel free to email us at hello@innovana3d.com. Thank you very much for listening and your time.